Alright, so we're back again to talk about the Ascendancies. This is one of the things that it's always a great thing and a bad and sad thing for most gamers over, when Path of Exile decides that they're going to come out with a new whatever they're coming out with. This always screws with people. Screwed with me, pissed me off, made me upset, but let's see how bad it is. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over the Slayer Ascendancy. It's really nice how they did this too. Because what they did was they kind of went through, give you the whole thing so you can highlight, see all the different configurations that are supposed to be for you. But the best thing is they just explained it down here. So they explained it down here so you can see what they screwed with you on. Okay, so Brutal Fervor. 100% increased maximum recovery from life leech. 10% reduced damage taken while leeching. This is a difference with difference. They got rid of the attack speed. They got rid of the attack damage while leeching, and they got rid of and reduced damage taken has gone up to 10%. That's great. Good, right? I believe so. You get +1 maximum frenzies from masterful form. They removed the endurance and increased the time, the durations from your endurance and your I can't think of the name of it. Oh, yeah, whatever. You know what I mean. They got rid of the endurance charges. So, base critical chance for attacks with weapons has gone up to 8% instead of 7.5. They added on Endless Hunger 20% increased attack speed while leeching. So let's go ahead and see. They got rid of the 15 here, which is going to be right there now, and moved it over here. Not that big of a deal. Plus, they gave it a boost. Look, 15. Look, 20. So Berserker got a boost. Here, range. You see that? Cycloners. You get a little more range. Also with that, you also get a lot more range for when you're using your slams and your things as well. So that's actually a really good one. 20% more damage with hits and ailments against unique enemies, and 20% more damage for enemies. So they added in ailments as well. So that's actually a really good thing. You got a 0.2 to 0.4 attack damage while attack damage leached as life. You also got the same thing on the other nodes. This changed here from 10% to 15%. So you remember up here where we sat there and you got rid of the duration there? They kind of gave you a little bit of the duration back right there. Alright, not that big of a deal. Not that bad, but not that big of a deal. Second thing that we're going to be going over is the Gladiator. The Gladiator is one of my favorite builds. I'm kind of sad in some aspects of what they did to the Gladiator. They seriously screwed with my Gladiator. I'm not happy about that, but that's neither here nor there. In through nose, out through mouth. Okay, so Pain Forge, 40% increased damage if you've taken no damage from hits recently. So they got rid of if you take no damage, you get more. If you have taken no damage, you get to do more damage. They got rid of that. Such a piss poor choice. Piss poor choice. Alright, so here we got attacks have 50% chance to cause bleeding instead of the 25. So that means you have to go less in the tree to get the chance to bleed, because you used to do real heavy things and crazy things to make sure that you got that 50%, got up to the max amount of bleed. So they've changed it from 25 to 50. That's a great thing. 25% chance to blind with hits against bleeding enemies. That's better than the 10% they had. That's a great thing. Here's where they hurt me. I believe this is where they hurt me. So you get 20% more damage with bleeding, but attacks have a chance to cause bleeding. They got rid of that. So they moved it from here to over there. So this is yeah, like I said, it's just, piss poor. 30% increased damage with hits against hits and ailments against bleeding enemies, so you don't get no increased damage. 25% increase, 25% more damage with bleeding. They got rid of that. So this nerf me, please. All right, so here 2% chance to block attack damage. This one they got rid of the holding, dual wielding or holding a shield. So that's actually okay. What they did was they got rid of you have to dual wield or hold a shield. You can use other weapons. And you'll be able to block. That's not what bothers me. What bothers me is they messed with my 2 great nodes. You see, they messed with my 2 great nodes. They got rid of damage. Now, I can understand this, their thought process on this slightly. If they were getting rid of the chance to bleed, they increased the chance. They increased the chance to bleed here, right? They got rid of some of the chance to bleed there. They just got rid of chance to bleed over here. So what happens is you get the 50% chance to bleed here, and you got to get the other 50 from your tree. They got rid of the increased damage here for regular damage and ailments against bleeding enemies, and they got rid of the increased bleed damage. That actually, to me, causes a major upset to my play style when I'm using the gladiator. What it means, and I understand kind of what they did. I believe that it will make it a better and stronger thing slightly, and if you can figure the following out. How are you going to scale your bleed? How does bleed populate? Bleed populates from what? From the more damage from your weapons, right? So right here, what they're trying to do is they're trying to force you from going down the route of I have to make my bleed damage and the bleed damage and try to get the modifiers to bleed and scale that. They're trying to force you into, hey, you got to get bigger hits. You get bigger hits, you'll get bigger bleeds. So it's just a change in playstyle. It kind of scares me because I've never been able to scale very well when it comes to that type of stuff. Because usually I need a weapon that usually costs me like 30 Exalt or something like that. And I don't have that type of money. All right, so next we got a lot of people say goodbye to the champion. I don't know for sure, but I'm going to pull one out for the homies right now before I read it because I haven't read it. Been kind of busy, all the stuff that they got us doing. So, inspirational. 30% increased effect of non-cursed auras from your skills. You and your nearby allies have a 12% increased movement speed. Okay, so they got rid of the increase in movement speed. That's not that big of a deal. You got a boost in non-cursed auras. So non-cursed auras consist of anger, hatred, all that stuff. You get a 30% boost to that. I don't see a problem yet. Okay. Master of Metal impales you inflict last 1 additional hit. So they remove 20% chance to impale enemies on hit with attacks. That impales you can inflict last 2 additional hits. So they got rid of the extra hits that you can deal with. So you get that, you lose that extra bonus. So what that means is less bonking, less slow bonks. I'm sorry, that doesn't even affect bonks. That wouldn't even affect bonks unless they messed with the other one that says, hey, I'm putting 4 stacks on you when I hit you once. Unless they mess with that one, I don't really see that big of a deal. So it's not dead. And that, so far with these, it's not dead. Let's go to the next one. Increase attack speed while you have fortified. 20% versus 10%. That's actually pretty good. Increase attack damage while you have fortified. That's a nerf. That's a nerf. This is a nerf right here. 500 armor while you have 500 armor and evasion rating while you have fortified. That's not. So they took down 500 armor. That's okay. So you have less less free armor. That's what that is. You get less free armor, less damage. Conqueror. You went up in damage reduction. So 500 armor. The 500 armor you lost here. Is that 4%? I'm just wondering. Is 500 armor equivalent to 400 damage reduction? Or 500 armor, is that equivalent to 4% damage taken? Reduced damage taken? I don't think so. I think that's actually. I think you get a boost here that will negate the 500 loss here if you're using Fortify. But that means you have to have both of these. You got to have Unstoppable and Conqueror just for that to work. So let's go ahead and look over here. Conqueror. Unstoppable. So you're going to go boom, boom, boom. And then you go boom. And you're going to be even. But that means that you can't. You can go here, and it will limit. It does limit your ability to do certain things. It does limit things, but you can get the 100% chance to hit here. You can get this to get to fortify automatically. That's actually pretty nice. I don't think it's dead in the water like some people were telling me. I mean, some people sent me messages. They're dead. It's dead. It's dead in the water. I don't see that yet. Regenerate 2% of life per second if you've taunted an enemy. Okay, so I don't get 2% of life per second. That can be compensated for with gear right here. Enemies taunted by you deal 10% less damage for hits and ailments against other targets. Now that one does give you a little bit of survivability hit. That's a survivability hit here, okay? But I just saw something. You get 5% increased effect of Fortify on you. So you get a 5%, depending on, that's a 5% increased effect. So that actually makes it, that to me is pretty nice. That's another one. So you're getting 10% increased effect of Fortify. Might actually compensate for that. It might actually equate and compensate out some of this. Here, impale effect, 10% chance to impale enemies on hits with attacks. Remove an impale effect. So you're not getting an increase in impale effect, but you're getting the ability to impale. The impale chance that they removed from up here, you get back on this one. So do you have two of those nodes or one of those nodes? So you only get one of those nodes. But you get to 2 evasions. Yep, you get to 2 evasions. That's actually pretty nice. Now, the other one that I have problems with is as follows. They messed with my assassin. Why they gotta mess with the assassin? Why they gotta mess with the assassin? The assassin was just right. Okay, so what they did was they increased the damage over time multiplier for poison. That's actually a good thing. 50% increased damage with poisons. That is a bad thing. They remove the speed, which I have no problems removing. They reduce the damage taken while there is at least 2 rare enemies, and from 10% to 20%. So now you have a 20% chance of reduced damage taken. So you're more survivable. Here they increase the critical strike chance per poison affecting an enemy up to 2%. So you have a 2% critical chance increase. They reduce damage taken from damage over time. They got rid of gain 20% physical damage as extra chaos damage against poisoned enemies. That is huge. Drive me crazy right there. So this is a nerf, and this is a nerf. So they nerfed me twice, 2 times. They nerfed me 2 times. All right, gain elusive on critical strike, 50% increased elusive effect. 50% chance to gain elusive on critical strike. So right now, if I get a critical strike, I automatically get it. Much better. Mistwalker's much better in that aspect. But they got rid of the attack and cast speed while elusive. They reduced the damage taken while elusive. I lose that. A 25% increase of elusive effect. I got 50 now. So that's actually good. They remove on the deadly infusion. They remove the movement speed per power charge. That kind of sucks. They increase my durations. They reduce my damage over time. They reduced my damage over time. They increased my elusive effect and removed my movement speed. They increased my power charge durations from 10 to 15. Now this to me kind of changes exactly how you do things long term with the build. Now I've always run this. To me, it's always been the best. I always go up and grab this. I always grab this. Get your Mistwalker. And a lot of people went for this one because it gave you movement speed. I always went with the power charge one because the power charge one gave me more critical strike chance and I can skimp other places. As well as, if you remember, they got rid of that. Which is right there. Because, yeah, you got some 20% increased movement speed there, but I always used to go this route. Just to get this because, hey, I can. Kind of hurts my soul to just see that type of stuff going on, but, hey, we can do this. Okay. Next, we have the Saboteur. The Saboteur has been changed pretty good. Blind enemies on hit. So you got no chance, you automatically blind. That's a great thing. Helps. You can get rid of flesh and stone because you can use that to go ahead and blind your people. Here you have they've made some changes. They removed the increased area of effect. They removed the damage taken over damage area damage taken from hits. They removed the reduced area damage from hits. 30% critical strike multiplier against burning enemies. So they got rid of all that. That's okay. Not a problem. Big deal. That 40% critical strike modifier against burning enemies. That is a 10% increase from the 30. Not a big deal. So you lost your area you could hit, but you gained more critical strike multiplier. Here, they changed the regeneration, so you get 1% more regeneration. That is great to me. I like that. But they removed the reduced cost of throwing traps, and they removed the mana reduced cost for throwing mines. That to me, I like that. So, Perfect Crime. You gain 10% increased damage from each damage. You gain 10% increased damage for each trap. 25% chance for traps to trigger an additional time, and reduced. You get 25% reduced mana cost skills that throw traps. So let's go ahead and look at this. They removed increased cooldown recovery rate. they increased the damage, and they changed the trigger, so it can trigger twice. They changed it so that it actually goes up by 25, by 5%, not 25%. Why are you messaging me? Okay. Let's get back to let's get back. All right. So chain reaction. Chain reaction. Okay. So 50%. What they added: 50% increased cooldown recovery rate for throwing your traps. So we got the recovery rate from here, right? Remove the increased cooldown recovery rate for throwing traps from 10% over here. Chain reaction just gave us a 50% increase for throwing traps. Oh, Shadow, I understand. I hate some of these changes. I hate them. They killed my assassin. They destroyed they took my poison assassin and they pulled some teeth from him. I have to check, but when everything comes out, I got to check to make sure, but not happy with it. So they remove 30% increased trap damage, 15% increased cooldown rate for throwing traps. I already talked about that because they just kind of stacked it all here. They removed it from there and stacked it all there. Skills users increased the area effect, so they got rid of the area effect for traps. That kind of sucks, but they added area effect for auras from mines. Effective auras from mines. So this actually is pretty good for miners, but it sucks for trappers. Got screwed over. Oh yeah, they killed bleed. They killed bleed on the gladiator. I just went over it, and I'll go back over it, or go back over some of the things that I think. The things that they did on the gladiator, all they have done is they don't want you to DOT bleed something to death anymore. That's pretty much what they're saying. They're saying if you want that extra damage, instead of scaling up the dog on DOT, you're going to need to increase your hits, make your hits bigger, so you get bigger bleed. Kind of sucks because, sorry to say, the gladiator isn't really built for big hits, especially when you take away some of the increased damage configurations that you get from hitting bleeding people. But let's not get into that because I'll get more upset than I am. Bleed bow is definitely what I did bleed bow in the Mayhem League. I got it good. I was ready to run that as a regular, but no, they screwed me. That's okay. So bomb specialist. You gain additional area of effect for each mine. You get mine throwing speed goes up by 5%, and mines have an increased detonation speed. So mines got a little bit of a boost. I think traps actually got a little bit more. Mines lost a little bit in some parts. So traps still. I'm just gonna be honest. Traps to me are not as good as mines when it comes to targeting, but if you use the traps that are built in, icicle or the ice trap, fire trap, flamethrower trap, the ones that are actually traps, you get no problems. When you start trying to make traps out of spells, that's where you have the problems. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They lost the ailment thing. That is true. That is true. But they still hit better. They still hit better. Oh, it's a big loss. Oh, you talk. Yeah, Crimson Dance. Definitely a big loss there. Yeah, yeah. Because that definitely, like I said, I am not happy. I'm not happy. Not happy. They messed with my two nodes. These were like the given nodes you had to get. These were the given nodes. They kind of screwed with me, pissed me off. So you lose more damage for Blazing Salvo. That is true. You would lose more damage for Blazing Salvo, which I did get the Blazing Salvo trap build to work. It's not as good as Blazing Salvo Mines. Just an FYI. Okay, so Trickster. What did they do to our favorite person? So, I hear they screwed it over real bad. I haven't actually checked, but I heard they screwed it over real bad. Okay, so what they did was they changed the mana, so you can now have an increased mana of 30 over 25. Your recovery rate is going to be 30 over the 20 when you use a skill. They got rid of reduced damage taken, though. Reduced damage taken for 4 seconds after spending a total of 200 mana, so that's going to hurt you really bad. Yep, those are true. That's a truthful statement. Tricksters had 50% dot damage loss. Yeah, I haven't gotten to that yet. I haven't gone on that yet. I'm still right at the top. So it looks like the reduced damage taken taken per ghost shard. 3% of reduced damage taken per ghost shard. That's up. That's not the greatest thing, but that's up. That's up as well. So a little bit more survivability. They got rid of speed though. They got rid of speed across the board. They were like, speed, get rid of it. Increase attack and cast speed per ghost shot. See, there you go, right there. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. It took it from 6 to 5. Across the board, they did that. They got rid of the dodge for spells. The extra dodge for spells. They removed the 20% increased poison duration. Your recovery kind of evened out, got a little bit better and a little worse. They removed the increased damage over time, which kind of sucks. And that's what you were talking about. That's what you were talking about, Shadow. They got rid of that. That kind of sucks. They gave you a little bit more health, a little more energy shield, a little less mana on kill. Looks like they screwed around with the numbers. It looks like overall it's going to be more damage, but they screwed with the numbers on the non-chaos damage conversion to extra chaos damage. Let's see here. Well, they did an increased damage instead of increased damage over time. So this is actually global usage. Can be used in other places. And then they changed the durations for your frenzy and the frenzy charges and everything like that. Let me see what you said. You said, rest in peace, man. I hate this so much. Just messed all the builds I've got for this coming league. I have to refine it for the next league. Sad. And my baby assassin just dead. Now no MS and my poison. Sad, man. Yeah. Well, I have one thing to say. One thing to say. Venom Gyres is supposed to be getting a buff. And how good was my Venom Gyre build? It was good. Couldn't kill bosses that well, but it was good. If the buff increases that single target damage, oh, my Venom Gyre just got Venom Gyre went to the top of the starter list. That's my starter. But they have to do a significant increase in Venom Gyre if they do that. The reason why is because they did a lot of changes to the assassin, removing some of the poison boosts and stuff. So since they removed a lot of that poison boost, they got to get me a pretty significant change to Venom Gyre so that I can compensate for what they screwed me on. But that's neither here nor there. I have to wait to patch notes. And I am praying that they doggone buff Venom Gyre in a way that it actually is playable. But can't do like 100% Dave. Yeah. Yeah. I can agree with that. Venom Gyre is more of a you have to get that DOT on, and that's where the problem comes in. You're throwing out your stuff. You kind of hit. You get the DOT. The outgoing ones are the ones that you can get the most the thing, but it takes so many to stack to get to the right amount so that you can actually start killing stuff in a delirium map where things have a huge amount of hit points. It takes too long because you got to ramp up. Yeah, it's terrible for ramping up a full delirium map and stuff like that. The issue is the longer the more hit points something has, the longer it takes for it to actually be able to do any damage because you gotta ramp it up. Yeah. Well, they got rid of it looks like they're getting rid of a lot of the DOT side of some of the things. So my question is, are they going to increase the physical damage of it? Because if what they did to Cobra Lash is anything like but Venom Gyre was supposed to be better, and what they did to Cobra Lash actually gave it about a 50 to 70% increase in damage. Venom Gyre should get a huge increase because Cobra Lash was way better in some aspects than Venom Gyre is. But Venom Gyre was supposed to be the speedy one versus Cobra Lash. Cobra Lash was less speedy, but it was really good for clear. Venom Gyre was supposed to be, I'm killing everything. So it depends on what they do to it. Yeah, amazing buff for it. I definitely hope they do that. All right, so let's go on over to Juggernaut. Let's see what the Juggernaut got for us. Juggernaut. Okay, now for my thoughts on the next League starter. Is this Ranger Cobra Lash Deadeye because Cobra Lash now scales with chains. Thus, the single target is insane, so I got to make that build with it. Yes! You got it. You got it. Cobra Lash on the doggone on the Ranger will be nice. I got I'm still gonna run it. If I run it, I'll run it with the same build I did Mayhem with. Because I went I'm not gonna get that boost from the Cobra from the Ranger, but I got extra chains from going in that one tree over on the right hand side that says, hey, add chains. So I did that. And then so I think it'll be very nice if I can I just need to do a few tweaks, but I think that my Cobra Lash build will be nice. I don't know how nice because I might have to switch to Ranger depending on how screwy the poison changes they made. How screwy that messes with it. But yeah, it increases that'll increase the Cobra Lash single target should have jumped. I hope Venom Gyre's jumps even more because then I just run the Venom Gyre build and I'm set solid. But let me go ahead and get back to Juggernaut. So the Juggernaut is okay. So undeniable, yay! 50% increase. They changed 100% accuracy to 500. They changed the accuracy rating configuration so you can get more of it earlier. So, oh man, why are people screaming? I heard people screaming about this. They even made it so that, man, just stack strength. You'd be happy. You lose the if you dealt a critical strike. Okay, so you don't need that. You don't need this. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I heard somebody tell me that the Jug got screwed because they messed with Undeniable. Dude, just looking at they're crazy. They're absolutely crazy. Yeah, that's how could somebody send me a message saying that this is bad? Right here, gain accuracy equal twice your strength. Dude, just strength stack. You good? Shut up. Wow, I can't believe somebody said that to me. Increase the endurance. So they removed it for 18. They put it to 15. That's okay. They removed it. That's okay. They got rid of the stun duration on enemies. How many people use stun anyway? And they added a regeneration of life. That's a buff. This thing is huge. I like that. Don't complain. Whoever, hey, if you're watching, you know who you are. You know who you are. You shouldn't have complained. Yes, you can't permastun now. So that's what I'm like. You can't permastun, so that's nothing. Give me the health over that. I don't mind. And then this, oh my God, really? You complained about this? This? Because you think this is bad? Oh, please. Oh my God. Kill me now. Okay, so the Zerker. Let's see what we got for the Zerker. Looks like they got an increase in attack speed. Yeah, that was happening. They got more rage. I don't see a problem with that. Hey, I'm glad. Look at this. They have a 2% reduction on critical strike chances per blitz charge. That hurts them so bad. Oh, and they got a buff for their life leech. Wow. Okay, Zerker, you've got a buff. You are definitely going up in status. All right, let's see. Oh, okay. All right. So this is actually pretty good. This is nice. I throw a totem up, I get an increased area of effect. 50% increase physical damage from hits taken as fire. That's actually pretty good. Oh, they got rid of the life regen. Ooh. That depends. Ooh. So this goes up to 15. But that I don't know. I don't know about that. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I was like, I don't know. This kind of hurts. That kind of hurts. But let's see what we got over here. 2% damage dealt by your totems if leached to you as life. So that's actually okay. No. I can't say this is bad. If you're a totem build. If you're a totem build, this is not bad. The thing to look for is Guardian. Okay, I'll hit the Guardian. Let's see here. They increase out of benefit granted by active ancestor totem. Okay, that actually is a pretty nice big boost. Okay, so that means nothing because they made that change up here. But yeah, that's actually not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Yeah, I can understand if you don't play totems. Yeah, I can understand where we're removing it from where is it? There actually could be make you feel that you got screwed because if you're running totems and you throw. By running totems, if I throw 2 totems down, guess what? I've just compensated for this, or I just compensated for that. Hierophant totem is better. It's possible. It's possible. So so this is what they did to my favorite person, the Necromancer, and I know this is screwed. They screwed with me in my build. This I don't care about. This I didn't care about, but this is actually pretty big for some people because they lose damage. They lose a damage increase when they were consuming totems. They got a huge increase. Duration skill effect increase. Okay, I'm not really worried about it. This actually kind of bothers me because of skeletons. Yeah. Oh, dude, they really messed with they messed with the Necromancer. Oh, they messed with the Necromancer so bad. All right, so here, this is the first. Okay, so let's just be honest. First nerf, second nerf, third nerf, fourth nerf, fifth nerf, sixth nerf, 7 nerf, 8 nerf, 9 nerf. Dang, dude. They nerfed me so bad. I'm not. You can't. Yes, they screwed me over. 10, 20. So that's 10. That's 20. That's 30. That's 40. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. 40% damage reduction. That's a 40% damage reduction to the Necromancer without touching this. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They have totally screwed over the Necromancer. So, I'm not going to be playing Necromancer at the start of the league because I was either going to go Necromancer or my Venom Gyre Cobra Lash. Both of them are up in arms now. It's questionable. Well, not Cobra Lash. I was going Venom Gyre. But both of them are up in the air. I can't guarantee that either of them will be good or will be effective. Now, what they did on this is actually pretty good, even though a lot of people think that it's not. This, by removing this and changing it to this, that gives you more flexibility. I like that. They removed this, which I don't think that's a big problem. Then they added in on this one. They changed it and increased the chance to explode. That is huge. I like that. You like the dot multi better. Yeah, I can understand that. But this is actually, the dot multi is fine. But this one actually would be more useful. Overall, this is more useful. Then this one, they increase the energy shield. So that's actually great. I like that. I like this. I like this. Well, the reason why I say this is also, it's better for this than to have this. Because now, if I want to, I can run Soul Rend on the Occultist because they got rid of this damage over time multiplier. My Soul Rend is going to be a lot stronger because they went this route. Also, in a lot of other powers that you use that are chaos would be much better with that. So that's why I say that it's a different thing. They did that same thing for cold damage over time. You can now use other cold powers that probably you wouldn't have used before. You can use on the Occultist now because they removed that damage over time multiplier problem. This is great here. They increased this area of effect per power charge and damage per power charge. This is going to be nice. The durations, I don't care that they reduced the durations. Because you can get some, more multiplier. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you got it. You got it. The more multiplier made it so that only certain powers worked real well. Other powers, you might as well throw it out the window. So I like this because you can generate power charges so quickly it doesn't really matter. I like this because they're getting rid of that overtime multiplier. Overtime multiplier's gotten away and they just made it into cold damage. This actually was interesting because if you look, at first this looks like a nerf right here because it goes from 20 to 15, right? But if you go down here, this went from 5 to 10. So they kind of just moved 5% from one place to another place in the tree. So it's not that big of a deal. At first, when I looked at it, I was like, oh man, they kind of screwed. But no, they didn't. They just moved it around. All right, so let's go over to the favorite thing that everybody likes to talk about, the Elementalist. In the Elementalist, they kind of screw you in certain aspects, but they don't in all things. So the reason why is because these three right here are going to be interesting. I can't say that I love them because of how they're worded. Now, let's just go ahead and just go through all of it. So If you take Shaper of Storm, Shaper of Winter, or Shaper of Flames, they will either always shock, chill, or ignite. That's not a big thing. All damage from hits can shock, chill, or ignite, right? So this one doesn't get a. Oh yeah, a lot of people don't like the changes. They don't like the changes. I can't say I hate the changes yet. I can say that I find these very interesting, but I can't say I hate them yet. Because depending upon what they do in the patch notes and how they do certain things will determine this. Now, I can say the following. A lot of it that they're actually trying to get rid of a lot of the power in the builds, they're forcing you to go more toward the gear. Because they're like, oh, well, we had harvest and we're adding harvest back. So since we're adding harvest back, people can make better gear. So since people can make better gear, guess what? We don't have to put power in the tree. They can make better gear and it'll be fine. That's my idea of what they're thinking. But the problem is, I can't make gear very well. And if I can't make gear very well, do you really think other people are? Yeah, yes. You understand. It takes time to make items, and I'm not that good at making items. Just my point, my opinion. Let's get back to this. We get sidetracked too often. Shocks from hits hits always take increased damage taken by at least 15%. Increase the lightning ailment inflict if the highest damage type is lightning. That's where my problem comes in. More effect from ailments, reduce action speed, 50% more cold effect, 25% more ignite damage if it's but you always have to make sure it's the highest damage. And that's where I'm like, it seems like it would be awesome. I can't tell for sure. This one's good. This one's good. That one's a pretty good one for the lead ups. I have no problems with that. This one, they removed. So they kind of messed with all the tree configuration. So I like that the golems are immune to elemental effects. I like that they give us 20% increased golem damage per summoned golem. So that's actually really good. If you're a golemancer, that's actually great. I like this because this to me is going to be huge. Huge. Because I can just stack a doggone what you want to call it. I got to stack physical resistances over anything else. Stack the physical resistances. It's gonna be huge. Because this is just extra damage an extra damage shield. If you can sit there and you can do this, stack your physical and physical mitigation by doing at least what is it? You can get 45 or 50% conversion. If you there's like it's either 35 or 45% conversion you can get for physical hits to an element. So if I can get the 35 or 40 or 45% configured on my gear and everything, and take 35-45% of physical hit, changing it in elemental damage, and you got this. Oh, that's great. So I don't mind about that. This is actually pretty good. So what they're doing is that your golems can come back. That's convenience. That means that when they die, I don't have to worry about, oh my god, they died. I got to get out of here, get over here, try to summon them back, then run back in to do damage. Oh, they died. Guess what? They're back. So this is actually pretty good. And this one is interesting. They got rid of all the herald stuff. which kind of irritates me because I could squeeze a lot more into the builds a lot, being the elementalist, and I had heralds. Yeah, it's annoying. It's annoying because it's bad. I don't even know how to say it. It's just bad. Uh, might go minor. Hey, well, right now I've got to look at this one, and you need to sit there and go with me over this because you my helper. You always help me on stuff. So let's go over the Deadeye. The Deadeye got buffs. I just need to verify if it's good. If it's good buffs. Mirage Archers are not attached to you. +2 maximum number of summoned Mirage Archers cannot summon Mirage Archers while you're in your while near your Mirage Archers. 3% less damage taken from Gale Force per Gale Force. You lose all Gale Force when you hit. Increased projectile damage. Increased Mirage Archer duration. That's actually good for this one. Increase attack speed, increase projectile damage, increase projectile damage, increase projectile damage. So they removed the additional 3. They removed stuff. Okay. So they removed 3 projectile additional targets. Okay. They removed some projectile damage and crit. They removed the pierce all nearby targets. Now that's big. 75 increase effect of your marks. 25% less damage taken from your enemies near you marked enemies. Marks you inflict cannot be removed from dying enemies. That's actually interesting. Oh, they got rid of the 100 rating while you're Tailwind. If your skills recently be used, Tailwind. Okay, so this is all pretty interesting, but that's gonna that's neither here nor there. 50% increased area effect has been changed. Skills fire an additional projectile got removed. Skill fires 2 additional projectiles. Okay. Fire shot barrages have no spread. 30% increased projectile speed. This goes up in damage for your chain. Oh my gosh. Projectiles have a 30% chance to be able to chain when colliding with terrain. That's big. Bouncing off of terrain. Projectile speed instead of accuracy. Marks have 25 cast speed instead of anything else. And Mirage Archer duration. Okay, so this is what I got for you, Shadow. Big question. Do you think an Ellie hit Deadeye is possible? That's my question. I'm thinking of an Ellie hit. No. I'm just thinking about a just straight elemental hit. Let it rotate. Use the new gem they got, which allows you to build elemental damage configurations between the 3, and then you get elemental penetration if you have all 3 maxed out. With the configurations that they have changed, adding in the mark configuration, and being able to bounce off of change stuff off of what you want to call it. My question is, can I use the Mirage Archer? I'm using elemental hit, throw elemental hit when I throw a Mirage Archer out. That's one. I run up to another spot. That's another one. Can I get 3 of them out? We all just do it and keep that doggone thing maxed out and just get nothing but elemental penetration. So I'll have elemental penetration from there, plus the rest, plus the rest of the stuff. Something to think about. Cobra Lash with this also would be interesting. The Raider, they pretty much made the Raider pretty nice in some aspects. Yeah, well, actually, you just scale one element, maybe. Uh, I would scale probably one. Just try to scale one element, but don't don't do the normal for elemental hit, which is going in and getting the gem to say remove this element, remove that element. Because if you do that, you're gonna get you won't be able to use that gem that's going to get you that extra that gets you that it's going to get you resistance modifications and well, the new gem is different. The new gem requires you to use all elements. So either I would have to cast three separate powers: fire, cold, and lightning. Use elemental hit, then fire, cast lightning, or elemental hit, or cast cold and cast lightning, and then just use elemental hit. That's three powers I'm using. I could just scale lightning damage and do what I can to increase the lightning damage or increase the cold damage or increase the fire damage on the elemental hit. Yes, it'll rotate through, but if I'm doing fast enough attacks, I can rotate through it pretty quickly. I can max out that penetration bar, which gives it's supposed to give you elemental penetration as well as putting exposure on the enemy. So you get exposure and elemental penetration if you can use all three power or all three elements. But I don't see how to do all three elements unless I'm casting multiple different spells. Right. Same time to deal more damage. Right. Okay. Yeah. Like I said, I would scale something to one, but I wouldn't turn off the others because I need to get that exposure and elemental penetration from that one gem. Just my thought process. I don't know. Something I need you to chew on. That's what I want you to do. Chew on that for a while. Let me know if it works. Yes, you would want a lot of attack speed. I agree. A lot of attack speed. If you don't, so it rotates a lot. Yes. Or this is where the trick comes in. If I'm running Mirage Archers and my attack speed is not as fast as I really want it to be, but I have a Mirage Archer, it's rotating through, I'm rotating through. Does the Mirage Archer's hits count toward my new gem thing of elements? That's a good question. See, I got these crazy thoughts. You need to sit down, look at it, tell me what I need to do. Because I go through these things and I'll be messing with things and I won't be. Yes, it depends on if it links with it. That is the key. But at the same time, that's going to be a pain clearing and bossing. I kind of think that, but if I get the death bow, one of those death bows that does multiple I can't think of the name of it. Multiple shots. If I have that, I automatically add in the where is it? I automatically add in. Where is it? I saw it. It's around here somewhere. Yeah, if you get enough to one shot, you're fine. But also, if I have the chain, if I have it chain a lot, that also will help as well. So your Mirage Archer will only get put into bossing. Yep. So that's the key. My thought process with this is, can I do it? And right now, the way I'm thinking is run Mirage Archers, make sure I have chain, Make sure I have chain using a death bow that has the extra shots, and scale in normal. And then when I shoot, I hit multiple people. It kind of changes the elemental hit change between the guys, and so I can just sit there and shoot multiple times. Chain between the guys. Because it's chaining, I might be able to fill up the that one gem faster, the exposure part of the gem faster, because it's hitting multiple guys. So if I hit multiple guys, that's a little exposure increase for every elemental that I hit. So then I should be hitting that maximum pretty quickly. And then I just keep on running through the map, just dropping elemental mirage archers, and shooting with the shooting and chaining and bouncing off of walls, and pretty much getting a really good clear from it. Shoot, 2 million, man. I shoot for like 400,000. I mean 400, 500,000. I shoot there, then scale from there. Okay, let's get to Raider. Let me get to Raider. But that now you know what I'm thinking, and so mull it over. We'll get back together. Get back together, because I will get on stream again, trying to go over my builds after patch notes and updates come out and everything. I'm probably gonna be trying to mess with my builds, trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. I'm kind of irritated with the summoner build changes. They really made some major changes to that. Pissed me off, but that's okay. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It just depends. That Mirage Archer might not actually work out, but that depends on what your main damage is, because the Mirage Archer only gets so much of your damage, and I think it gets more damage than it used to. But I just I have to look into it. But so you can yeah, I can understand that. I can understand that. I used to be able to make a summoner in like 10 minutes. I used to be able to make a Templar in 10 minutes when it was a Guardian. Now they made some major changes. I don't know about that. Let's go through these. Let me get back to this. All right, so 50% increase onslaught effect and onslaught. So you get onslaught automatically. Hey, that's a great thing. So this doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. That actually, these two matter. You lose a little damage, but you get an increase in onslaught effect. That might actually compensate. 35% more chance to evade. 35 more evade projectiles. So this actually is pretty good. That's an increase. This decrease. Increase it. They remove the increased attack speed. You get more evasion, more movement speed, more attack speed, and more attack damage. Holy crap! No wonder you got rid of all this other stuff. You try to make people... Oh, man. That's so. Well, no, not just that, dude. No. There's some increases in damage. Think about it this way. Before, you got 8% per charge, right? So you get 8% per charge. Was that 24 when you had 3 charges? Now you got 30 for 3 charges. If you add any more charges, you're going to go up a little bit more. So they did change the damage, but it's not that bad. Not as bad as I when I first looked at it, I thought exactly like you did. I was like, oh man, they screwed it up. But they didn't actually screw it up that bad. Right now, I would say we're still down because of this. But this kind of evens out, in my opinion. The one over here where they get rid of attack damage during onslaught, I think they even it out over here. Now, the question is, how much will this 50% increase onslaught effect actually affect the damage? I have to I'm gonna have to math that out. I can't math this out right off the top of my head because I don't know onslaught's complete configuration, like what it does exactly. But this, I can definitely say, kind of equals out what this is. That is a nerf. Only if you were doing elemental damage. They did make it more, you did get more tanky. Now let me look over here to see if they tried to even this out. So you had lost 40% elemental damage. Exposure while you have phasing applied, -20 to those resistances. Nearby enemies have 20% less accuracy rating while you have phasing. It doesn't compensate. It doesn't compensate. I don't think so. Hold up. Okay, so you're still down by 20%, maybe? 20% elemental damage? Even though they made the change by increasing the -20 resistances here. That might compensate more than I think. Then, if it's 70% increase in attack speed for onslaught, then they really didn't nerf this that bad. They really didn't nerf it that bad. Because a 70% increase in attack speed is going to take care of that. My question is the calculation for resistances. Right now, in my mind, you're losing about 10% elemental damage, but I might be wrong. I have to get the numbers out and kind of mess with the calculator and try to figure it out. But right now, they did do an increase, but I think it's about 10% less. I can go zoom again. Yes, Raider is the only one that zooms. They decided not to mess with the Raider zoom. Nobody plays Raider. So they were like, hey, what we're going to do is we're going to make the Raider really fast. Everybody else is going to go slow. So frenzy charge durations, I don't worry about that because you generate frenzies so fast. Now, this one, the Pathfinder. Oh yeah. See? Uh-huh. You said you didn't have anything to do. Hollow Palm is the way to go. It might take you a little bit because you got to get that Hollow Palm gem, but you got it. Okay, so what do we got here? We have poisons you inflict during an flash effect has 30% chance to deal 100% more damage. Holy crap. Oh, they got rid of the 40%. Oh, they took it down from 40%. Oh, that's terrible. Holy crap, that's terrible. Huh? Yeah. And I was reading this, and then I looked down, and I saw all of this. And this. Dude, what were they doing? What were they doing? Oh my god, that's crazy. Okay, when you kill a poison enemy during a flash effect, nearby enemies are poisoned. That's actually a pretty good thing. That you get Pestilent Strike without actually having Pestilent Strike. They moved it to 40 convert. Where did they move? Oh, it's in another area on the. Okay, I'll get to that then. Yeah, if they moved it, I didn't see it yet, so I haven't looked over this. Natural reprisal. I see it. So gain 10%, 15 physical damage, extra damage as random element. That's better than 10, so that's actually pretty good. 40% physical damage converted to chaos damage, so that offsets. That offsets because it offset it. 15% more chaos damage with attack skills. Okay, I can see that. Chaos skills have a 30% increased area of effect. When you okay, so they moved that up here. Got it. All right. Okay, so they moved things around. That's pretty much what they did there. This is interesting. Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, because let's just be honest. Let's just be honest. She's got flash supply 15 increase effect, flash supply 5% increase effect, 5% increase effect, flash gain 3 charges every 3 seconds. Reduce elemental damage taken. Flash 20% chance for flash to use to not to consume charges. Dude, certain flasks. Just be honest. Let's just go ahead and say if you have one of those reduced flasks that actually takes less less charges, and you flask yourself up, you can just sit there and just and you know how much health you gonna get back? Oh my gosh. Ridiculous. Nature's reprisal, master toxicist. Yep. That's actually pretty nice. They definitely did some changes in here. I'm not gonna deny. That looks good. Now, for the Inquisitor. This is where we gonna get to close to the one that you wanted to talk about. So they made Instruments of Zeal, which gives you the fanaticism, which is not a new mechanic, but it's something that we've never really done inside of this one. If you use the old Pathfinder Ascendancy. Okay. Elemental damage, attacks and speed, increase elemental damage and your attack speed. They removed the attack and spell thing here from here. Gave you Battle Mage, which is actually nice. Oh, dude, that's actually pretty interesting. Okay, so there are a couple of different things than what they did. Okay, so let me go ahead and break it down to you. Battle Mage is the ability to take whatever weapon damage you have and make it spell damage. So whatever weapon damage you have gets automatically converted into your spell damage. That's what that is. The Fanaticism is a 75% cast speed increase, 75%. Oh my god, I can't think about it. There's like 75% cast, 75% crit, and one other thing it does really well. So what they're doing is they're making the Inquisitor into I'm gonna hit you and cast a spell at you. I'm gonna hit you and cast a spell at you. Because as long as I hit you and cast a spell at you, my spells are gonna be so much more faster and so much more stronger. Because whatever weapon damage I have gets changed into spell. It's like Spell Slinger, but it's not Spell Slinger because you don't reserve mana for it. It's gonna be huge. Oh yeah. Oh, dude, I have an idea for this build. For this, I don't know if it'll work because I haven't had a chance to figure it out. But right now in my brain, I am thinking a bonker with vortex. Vortex on my left mouse click button, and then the bonker. So I'm sitting there, boom, 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 hit with ice, like ice crash or something like that. Bam, 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 and keep moving. And when you keep moving, you move, your vortex keeps going off. Vortex is going to be huge in damage because guess what? You're getting spell damage or spell damage increase from the bonk that you're going to be using for your ice crash. You use your ice crash with your what you want to call it? I can't think of the name of it. Fist of War. There you go. You use Fist of War, Ice Crash, Bonk build. You put what you want to call it? Vortex on your walk. Dude. That's too much scaling? No, it's not. No, it's not. It's cold. Everything's cold. Not enough damage. Fist of War is going to give you a huge amount of damage. Ice Crash does a good amount of damage. And then the Vortex is going to give a huge amount of damage only because of Battle Mage. So you got 700. Think about it like this. Most two-handed weapons, if you're talking about rares and you're going to be trying to get, a good damage, you're talking about 500-600 points of damage, right? So you're talking about 500-600 points of damage to your Ice Crash, right? And then you also, or to the Ice Crash because of conversion and all the other stuff. You do mostly convert all your damage to from the Ice Crash. You try to do 100% physical conversion over to cold. Then any scaling you do on cold will also will work for your Ice Crash and your Vortex. I think, because Vortex is cold damage or is it cold dot? Maybe not. Maybe not. This might not work. This might not work. I just thought about that because it might be dot. Okay, I'm gonna have to go back to the drawing board. See, you throw me off, man. There's a whole bunch of work I got to do to try to get builds working. There's too much thinking I got to do now. They just screwed up most of the trees. You gotta try to figure out the best way to squeeze out some good damage and squeeze out some good stuff. All right, so fanaticism, that's going to give you an increased speed and everything like that if you attack. Battle Mage will give you whatever you use for your attack will actually go towards your damage for your spells. That's a great thing. I think this is going to be awesome. Consecrated Ground changes. I don't like the mana loss one. Where is it? Well, Energy Shield. I don't like that one. And there's a mana loss on one of these, I think. This is huge. Plus 50 to strength and intelligence is a great increase. I like that. Per point of strength of intelligence, whichever is lower, the crit increase, that actually is nice. I like that. That is great. This is an increase. Consecrated Grounds, you create 15% implied. You get a multiplier goes down. I didn't like that. Multiplier goes down here as well. The Hierophant. Now, the Hierophant I had different thoughts on. I forgot one thing. So if you looked at my last video, please pay very close attention. I screwed up in my thought process. So this is great. 100% increase to totem placement. This looks bad right here, but they moved it. I think this is what they moved. They moved this one to another spot. We'll discuss it in a second. Maybe. Just give me a second. And they got rid of this. Okay? So, yesterday I was sitting there and I said, hey, this is great. This is the awesomest thing in the world. Conviction of Power gives you +4 minimum endurance charges. +4 power charges. And then I was sitting there in my brain, for some reason, I was dumb. I forgot that minimum power charges, minimum endurance charges cannot be removed. So I was like, oh, this would be great. Just cast one damage taken, Immortal Call. You're going to have 4 charges you get to burn automatically. That is wrong. You don't remove these charges. They will never disappear. They are minimum charges, so they can't disappear. They can't go away and come right back. That's, my brain for some reason clicked on that, and then I thought about it afterwards, and I was like, hold up, minimum charges can't be removed. So Immortal Call needs to remove. Yeah, discharge won't work either, because you can't remove the charges. So I thought about discharge, just like he just said, and I thought about Immortal Call. Both of them are useless. Don't use that. Don't think about using that for this build or this Ascendancy. If you're doing it, you're just going to use it for the base power charge bonuses and the base endurance charge bonuses. So if you have a power that has base, either one of those, get bonuses from either one of those, that is fine. If it requires it to remove, it will not work, because those charges do not get removed. Okay, we're good. Let's move on down. So 5% more damage per summon totem. Okay, so this used to be 6 damage per enemy killed by your totem, which was a huge thing. This is damage per total summoned. So you get a increase in damage per the totem, not for what you're killing. The killing one is huge. That actually you could scale that and just get that. That used to be awesome. Just throw that totem out there and you get a bonus in damage. Because you could kill a lot and then you get huge scale. Increased totem placement speed, we already replaced that. 3% more damage got changed to 5. You can't resummon 2 totems at once, so you're gonna have to use your multi-totem configurations. Immune to elemental ailments when you have Arcane Surge. They removed that, and they put it on another one, right? They put it on another one, didn't they? Yeah, right here. They put it on the Illuminated Devotion. So what they did was they moved it. They moved. It used to be. This one used to be here, and this one used to be there. So they switched them. Well, they don't want you to be ailment immune so low. So it was like they're going to put it there. So that's why that happened that way. Then they did some maximum mana changes, which is not that big of a deal. Now here's the Guardian. Now, the Guardian, I am so happy and sad because they killed a couple of builds with my Guardian because they decided they were going to play around. So, nearby allies have 20% attack speed and cast speed, movement speed. They added that. They removed the allies get increased damage. They removed the attack speed, cast speed, movement speed, and increased it to 20. So that's the key thing, is they removed that allies get 30% increased damage. So dominating blow, any of my minion builds that used to love using Unwavering Crusader, guess what? Your minions don't get that increase anymore. Kind of sucks. 80% reduce curse effects on you. That's huge. Up from 25. So that's huge. I like that. Every 4 seconds, regenerate 30% of your mana. Instead of 5, it's 4 seconds. That is huge. Yes. You can be immune pretty easy. The one thing, you don't remove any curses. There is no more curse removal. You just gotta kind of do it like this, like he said. You can get 100% and be immune to curses, but your ailment immunities you're gonna have to work on. You got to do the ailment immunities by itself. That hurts. That hurts. I like the point in fact that I can be immune to curses. Oh, yeah, yeah. I love, yeah. Yeah, that's a big regen. 4 seconds is great. That's huge. What bothers me is ailment immunity. You have to go seek for yourself. That's the one. That's the one nerf on this that I'm like, that kind of hurt. But you get a huge regen change by going to 4 seconds from instead of 5 seconds to 4 seconds. That's huge, massive. 20% chance to gain power charge, endurance charges, and frenzy charges, and they remove. It went from 10 to 20, so that's a great thing. This is the build. This is the place that I was like, discharge. If there's some way that I can get, you know, and get it so that I can just generate charges like crazy. And so I'm thinking 10 attacks a second would be nice with that item and the other things that I can think of. There's that one item and there's something in the tree that would actually almost make it so that I automatically almost in every two or three attacks I'd get maximum charges. Then I can just discharge and then boom 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 discharge, boom 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 discharge, boom 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 discharge. But that's a crazy theoretical thing and I'm not there yet. Okay, so let's get back to let's get back to the next one. Oh, so no, this is the last one. This is the last one. Okay, so this is it for reviews. This will be it for the reviews for the Ascendancies. I know that this is the Ascendant. I have no clue how to do an Ascendant. I'm sorry, people. I have no clue. I can tell you what they removed and what they changed, but I do not know if it's good or bad or how to even do a scion.